Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is the fundamental explanation for verses 54 to 57. The king has Yusuf alayhi salam summoned. وَقَالَ الْمَلِكُ ائْتُونِي بِهِ. Now, if Yusuf alayhi salam was already released from jail and he had appeared, then this would imply a specific gathering, a ceremony where Yusuf alayhi salam was going to be appointed to a special position. And in the event that the previous discussion was in the words of Zulaykha, then this would be Yusuf alayhi salam being released from the jail. The king said, "Astakhlishu li nafsi," I want to take him exclusively for myself. By now, the king had seen not just the knowledge and wisdom of Yusuf alayhi salam, but also his self-restraint, his patience, his tolerance and forbearance, and his very high morals and ethics that he would not be willing to compromise for anything, even his own freedom. So the king says that someone like this should be exclusively mine. In other words, they should not have to answer to anyone else. They should be working directly under me. So then Yusuf alayhi salam appears, and when the king speaks to him, he says that you are in a high position and you are very trustworthy. So this is his introduction to what is about to happen. إِنَّكَ الْيَوْمَ لَدَيْنَا مَكِينٌ أَمِينٌ. That today you have reached a very high status. You are very trustworthy and you are not an ordinary person. Whatever is in the past, let's leave it in the past. You are no longer a slave. And not only are you an ordinary citizen, you are now someone who has the opportunity to have authority in this country. So basically, he was offering Yusuf alayhi salam a position of his choice where he felt he could serve the country. So Yusuf alayhi salam said, "Ij'alni ala khaza'in al-ard." If you are going to appoint me and designate me for a task, then appoint me to govern the treasures of this land. The treasures of this land would mean the natural resources, especially the agriculture. It could also mean the finances. And based on this, he would have been appointed as the finance minister or the minister of agriculture. This position was chosen by Yusuf alayhi salam because this is what was required at that time. The interpretation that Yusuf alayhi salam gave of the king's dream and the roadmap that he gave was an indication that Yusuf alayhi salam understands this very well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him this knowledge. And for him to oversee that roadmap was more important than for him to do anything else, because this was the sustenance and the existence of that nation that Yusuf alayhi salam would be able to protect and govern. So he takes this position, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, in this way, in other words, in this miraculous way, on one side, being a victim of his brother's abuse and bullying, and then plots to kill him or get rid of him, to the bottom of the well, to being moved around in a caravan as a slave, to being sold as a slave, and then finally finding a home, but then having this difficult situation with his master's wife, then going into prison. In this amazing way, مَكَّنَّا لِيُوسُفَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. We gave Yusuf alayhi salam authority in that land. And one of the reasons why it's amazing is because it defies all conventions. Yusuf alayhi salam was not from that country. He was not a citizen of that country. He did not have roots there. He was not educated there. He was not from any prominent family there in that country. No one really knew him or his background. All of this was done for him by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself. And now, after being so restricted and imprisoned almost in the well, in the home, and then in prison itself, now he could take a place wherever he wanted in that kingdom. يَتَبَوَّأُ مِنْهَا حَيْثُ يَشَاءُ. He could position himself wherever he wanted. And in this way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala extends His mercy to whoever He wants. And Allah Azza wa Jal does not waste the reward of those who are righteous. Yusuf alayhi salam was doing the right thing all this time. Yes, there was some suffering. Yes, there was some pain, and patience was required. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't let any of it go to waste. وَلَأَجْرُ الْآخِرَةِ خَيْرٌ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَكَانُوا يَتَّقُونَ. And the reward of the hereafter is even better for those who believe and for those who consistently adopt taqwa, adopt piety as a way of life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards them in this world, and He rewards them much more in the hereafter.